The true horror story about the man in my backyard. My name is Noah and I'm 15. This story is based on true events encountered by my brother, who is currently 12, and me. This happened when I was 13. Me and my brother used to have a wardrobe filled with random costumes from Spider-Man to Indiana Jones, etc. We would always dress up and roleplay in our backyard, which was basically a big square if you looked at it from above, and had a metal fence all around it. Anyways, on this particular day I was dressed as Indy and my brother was dressed as Woody from Toy Story. We were role-playing as if I was captured, and Woody needed to save me, or something like that. Doesn't really matter. It was in autumn when the days started getting shorter and it turned dark really quickly. We were just about to jump from the window, surviving a massive explosion of dynamite behind us, when I heard a whistle coming from somewhere around us. We both heard it and started looking around. Keep in mind that it was dark at that moment. After we looked around, seeing nothing, we heard another whistle. "Over here," said the man that was leaning against the fence, staring at us with his eyes being red as if they were filled with blood. Now, me and my brother were both scared shitless when we saw him. He was a middle-aged man, wearing a brown leather jacket, dirty jeans, and some really old white shoes. His hair was long and greasy. My brother was really scared and held onto my arm, shaking in fear. I looked at the man and yelled, "Get off of our fence, mister. I'll call my dad." He looked at me with an angry and frightening expression. What happened next was the thing that scarred me for life. The man jumped over the fence and started walking towards us. My brother started crying, and I screamed for help. I was also crying as the man picked up the pace and I led my brother with me to the other corner of the backyard. We both screamed as he got closer and closer, until I heard my dad scream from the porch, "Get the fuck away from my kids." My father was 52 at that time, and I've never seen him run so fast. He charged at the man and knocked him down. He started beating the man and didn't stop until he was knocked out cold. He then got up and ran over to us, as my mom, grandparents, and my aunt and uncle ran outside in shock as they saw the man laying in the grass. Our mom ran over to us and cried along with us, relieved that we weren't hurt. My uncle and grandpa held the man down as he tried to get up and run away, while my aunt called the police. After about 5 minutes, we heard the sirens. 3 policemen came up into the garden. 2 of them picked up and led the man into the car, while the other policeman came over to us and said that we'll have to come to the police station to make a statement. We went to the police station, made the statement, and went back home. Our parents, my brother and me, slept in one bed all together, because we were all in shock. The next day, Detective B. Yakshich, the name is known but won't be shared for privacy reasons, came to our door and we found out that the man was a serious sex offender. I am so grateful that my brother and I weren't harmed, but I still don't know what would have happened if my family wasn't home. I don't think I even want to know. The Suicide Man, trigger warning. This was my most recent terrifying nightmare. I've had many, but this one was really different from the rest. So for some backstory, when I was a little kid, I lived in Miami. From the stories I've heard, the neighborhood I lived in was the Hood. When I was about 5 years old, we left. So now into the dream, or should I say, nightmare. My parents decided that we were going to visit our old house in that neighborhood in Miami. When we got there, we noticed it was blocked from the rest of the city with a tall metal gate going around the whole neighborhood. The gate didn't have an opening. Instead, it led to a small hallway kind of thing. For some reason, a kid from my current school was now there waiting at the gate with me and my family. So we got inside the neighborhood and it was run down and broken. Fast forward a few hours in the dream, my fam and friend found my childhood house and decided to check it out. My brother went in his room, my parents in theirs, and my friend, my sister, and I were chilling in the living room. We were standing there for a few minutes when my little sister said something stupid to my friend. Like something a 5-year-old would say, I can't really remember. He got pissed and turned to me and said he was going to hit her. He then proceeded to go into another room to get a golf club. I tried calming him down and calling my parent, but no one listened. In an effort to protect my sister, I took like 3 hits with the club. After a few more hits, he picked up my sister and bit her on the neck. I tackled him to the ground, still with my sister in his jaws. blood everywhere. I tried to punch him, but it didn't do crap, but I kept trying. Few more seconds and I stared jabbing a stick into his ribcage, but nothing was working. The cops came and took him away. The look in his eyes were unforgettable. I've never seen so much hate in someone's eyes. We stayed in that house for years. I was watching the news one day on the TV that just appeared in the house. It said that my friend went crazy in prison and stayed in his cell for days, never touching light, and that he carved a smile into his face. At the end of the broadcast, it said that he went missing from his cell a few days ago. I broke down because I knew he was coming for me. I grabbed a knife and tried to kill myself. Before I got the chance, I looked behind me. And there he was, bleached white skin, wearing all black, and with a bloody smile on his face. He aggressively yelled, "Suicide," and slit my throat. That was one of the most vivid nightmares I've ever had. It was trippy seeing that same friend at school the next day. The closest thing I could find to the look in his eyes in that nightmare was a picture of Jeff the Killer, but you probably won't find it.